What does God like? Value worship. Lee and Larry loved their 6th birthday party. Even though they were twins, Mommy and Daddy always made sure they each had a special time. And with their birthdays coming in December, Mommy and Daddy also always made sure their birthdays were special, even though Christmas was right around the corner. The party was so fun with a clown and cake and songs and wonderful presents from their friends and grandparents and uncles and aunts. It went by so fast, but before they knew it, everyone had gone home and it was time to clean up and get ready for bed. Evening family devotions were one of the most important times of Lee and Larry's day. Daddy read part of the story of Jesus coming at Christmas, which is where he read every year during December, so they would know the real reason for Christmas, to celebrate the birth of Jesus. At the end of it, Lee asked, "Daddy, did Jesus get a birthday party every year with presents and a clown too?" Everybody laughed, trying to imagine what kind of birthday party Mary and Joseph gave for Jesus when he was 6. Larry wondered, "I bet he liked the same kind of toys we like." "Well, what does God like?" Lee added. "I mean, we like cookies and cartoons and toys, but what kind of things are fun for God?" It was a question that for a minute Mommy and Daddy had to think about. "I know," said Larry. "I bet he likes angels because he has them around all the time. Maybe he and the angels play family games like we do sometimes. Maybe they play Monopoly." This made Mommy laugh really hard. "Or maybe they like bowling," Lee continued. "I heard someone say that when you hear thunder, that means that God is bowling in heaven. I bet he is really good at it." "I bet he is perfect at it," laughed Larry. "Well, boys," Mommy finally said after they had come up with lots of silly ideas of what God did for fun. "What God really likes is when people love each other and take care of each other, like we do in our family." That made sense to Lee and Larry, so Lee hugged Mommy and Larry hugged Daddy to just make God happy. You know what Pastor Johansson told us on Sunday is that God really likes worship, Daddy added. "You mean like when we sing praise songs in church?" Larry asked, and Daddy nodded. "Well, I can make up a worship song." So Larry jumped to his feet and began to make up a song to a very bad tune. "Jesus is so cool. It's fun being with God. He is the most fun God anyone could have." Larry sang very badly, so Lee put his hands over his ears. "Singing worship songs is good, but that's not the only way to worship," Daddy said, maybe to make Larry stop singing. "There are lots of ways to worship." "Like what, Daddy? Tell us, tell us." Both boys jumped up and down, wanting to know how to make God happy. "Well, like Mommy said, when we love each other and love the world that Jesus died for, that's a kind of worship. When we think about God and listen to a sermon or in Sunday school, that's a way of worshiping because we are learning how great God is, and He likes that. Or when we sit around and tell each other what the greatest things about God are. You know how much you like hearing people say how smart or cute you boys are. Well, God likes when we talk together about how great He is," Daddy answered. "I know a game we can play that is like Daddy is talking about," Mommy said, making both boys want to know the game a lot. "It's called What is the Best Thing About God? And each of us has to come up with one really great thing we like about God. Who wants to go first?" Lee and Larry jumped and shouted, "Me, me!" waving their hands in the air like they do at school. Finally, Mommy said, "Well, Lee, since you are 2 minutes older than Larry, you can go first." "Okay," Lee said, and then he stopped and thought. "The best thing about God is... He puzzled because he had so many things that were great about God, but he wanted to pick the best one so he would win the game. that he knows everything. That's really cool. That means he can help me with my homework, Lee concluded with a proud expression on his face. My turn, Larry said eagerly, wiggling to get a chance to talk. I think the best thing about God is that he can beat up the devil, because the devil is scary and mean and ugly and bad, and God can beat him up so the devil can't hurt us like he did those demon-filled people in Jesus' day. Mommy and Daddy hugged the twins because it was getting time to go to bed. Mommy thinks the best thing about God is he gave me these two little rascals, and they are the best thing in Mommy's world, she said, cuddling and tickling both boys. That was the kind of thing Mommies always say. They giggled and hugged Mommy and were almost ready to go to their bunk beds when Lee said, Daddy, you didn't say what the best thing about God is. You have to play too. Well, I am surprised you all left the very extra best one for me, Daddy said with a teasing smile. It's that he sent Jesus to die for us and give us life forever and ever. And that because of that, we will be a family in heaven for millions of years. That's pretty good, isn't it? Daddy wins, the twins declared. This is such a fun game, and we had a perfect birthday, Daddy, Larry added. Can we play What's the Best Thing About God tomorrow, too? He begged his mommy. We can play it any time you want, Daddy answered, because talking about how great God is makes him happy, and it's worship. Play it before you go to sleep tonight, and when you wake up in the morning, and God will be close to you all day long. We will, they both shouted, and they ran to the bedroom bickering about who gets to go first.